Man, BDR, Presto, man, shout out to y'all. Aiyanna, yeah, this Project Purpose thing is doing some great things.
Today, I'm sitting here with James, who's going to be sharing what his story was like, what life was like inside, and how he was able to come home, rebuild his mind, his body, and his spirit. Welcome, James.
How you doing, Miss Aiyanna?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I appreciate y'all having me on this
good. Yes,
platform.
Thank you so much for joining us. Super excited. Okay.
Yes, Project Purpose is the spot.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you, Project Purpose, for sponsoring us. Thank you so much. All right, so before we talk about what life was like inside, I just want to talk about you. Tell me who you are, where you grew up, what life was like before incarceration, and was mental health ever really like a topic for you?
Yes, certainly. We can start from the beginning. Actually, I'm a guy that's born in Alexandria, Virginia. However, my father, him and my mother got divorced probably about 2 years into me coming out of her womb. Mm-hmm. So about 2 years old, they got separated. And my father moved to Southeast DC. He's a Howard University graduate. And we was living in Alexandria, Virginia at the time. As a child, I was a good child, they say. Got in a lot of trouble as a youngin', you know what I'm saying? But it was little things, And then once I got a little older and my mother got married again, my stepfather actually gave me my first charge, right? I had a gun in the house, and he told the police that I had a gun in the house. Remind you, I was probably 12 or 13 at the time. Wow. That brought a lot of I would say the way that I am now about as far as people that tell on you. Right. So it put a lot on me to see how people that you do love, because I was looking at him as a person that I looked up to. Mm-hmm. He was a Redskin fan. I turned into a Redskin fan. He was a Lakers fan. I turned into a Lakers fan. Mm-hmm. Being in the same household, he raising me. And he had an addiction himself of heroin. And I used to find needles and things of that nature in his drawers, and I wouldn't never tell. I wouldn't even tell my mother.
Right.
So when he did that telling on me situation, it kind of made me feel that he betrayed me, and it made me turn into the guy that never really trusted anybody anymore.
Right.
So that's what led to me being a guy that was, raised, and then somebody that betrayed him after about, I would say, 10 years worth of relationship me and him had, built. Mm-hmm. So from there, I got involved in, selling drugs. Mm-hmm. My first choice of selling drugs was crack cocaine. At that time, that was early 90s, when crack cocaine was definitely a very big thing in the DC metropolitan area.
Right.
So, I got into that field, around the guys around my neighborhood. My older sister was messing with a lot of guys that were selling drugs. Mm-hmm. I looked up to them, seeing them with the Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits and things of that nature, and looking like the cool guys. I looked at them, and I said, I want to be one of them.
Right.
So I started hustling. I jumped off the porch early, and once I got off the porch, selling crack cocaine led me to getting arrested for selling crack cocaine. As a juvenile, I had got charged for possession with attempt to distribute crack cocaine. Had to go to a juvenile facility. And by this time, I'm 16 years old at that time, and I have a daughter on the way at that time. Her mother was pregnant with her. I ended up going to jail with, juvenile detention, and me being back and forth from DC to Virginia. And at that time, my mother had moved to Maryland at that time as well. So now I'm growing up in Virginia, Alexandria, which is Northern Virginia. Father staying in Southeast DC. Now my mother then moved to Clinton, Maryland. So I'm really like a environment of the DMV for real. Because I done seen all the sides of living in them places and seeing how they all act, by living in there, being in the streets like that. So went to juvenile, missed my daughter's labor because I was locked up, came out of prison, came out of juvenile detention, and then from there, I was on the right path. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get a job, right? I got me a job. I thought that I could still be in the streets a little bit by selling a little weed. Thought that the weed would get you no time. So I started to become a weed dealer, right? And then I started managing a clothing store that a lot of people may be familiar with called DDTP on Pennsylvania Avenue in Southeast DC. Because the guy saw me working at CVS in Clinton and asked me, did I want to come down him from seeing my customer services skills at the register? Did I want to have an opportunity working for DDTP? And as you know, a lot of people know that was one of the big name clothing lines out there.
Right.
So I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, yeah, I don't even want this job no more at CVS, man. When I start, you know what I'm saying? Brother Amin, shout out to you. That's who had came to the register. So he said, man, yeah, you can start. You know, just let them know your 2-week notice, and you can go ahead and start, man. Because I like how you deal with the customers. You in here, you know, running the whole situation in the CVS with the aisles and all that. And I'm not even a manager. I'm only like 16, 17 years old at the time. I'm like, hey, man, this is just what I do. So he said, okay, we want you to come on down to DDCP, Pennsylvania Avenue location, and we gonna go from there. So I said, cool. So I ended up at DDCP. I started working there. I couldn't tell them I was still selling a little weed.
Right.
They wouldn't listen to that.
Not having that.
Oh no, not at all. So I had to keep that on the low. And I was still up in there though, and just learning and being with people, you know, especially over there in Southeast DC, the belly of Washington DC, and just being around individuals and learning customer service skills and learning the clothing game, you know. And what made me starting to try my own clothing game later on in my life. You know, I had my own clothing store and clothing line. So, yeah, that's how I went as a kid. So we down in the adolescence times then. And then, you know, I stayed with DDTP for about 2 years, from like 17 or 16 and a half or whatever to 18 or 19. And from there, while I was in DDTP, a guy named Leland Hurst, he had because now they done moved me from the Pennsylvania Avenue store, because we done lost the Pennsylvania Avenue store. We only had the Good Hope Road store at the time now, on Good Hope Road in Southeast DC. And Leland Hurst came in there. He got a cell phone company. He come at me the same way my man came to me at the CVS. Like, man, I love your customer service, man. You need to come and be on my team. I got the cell phone store down the street. Whoop-de-woo. He give me the whole, you know,
it's like deja vu all over again.
And I'm like, man, you know, cell phones is in now, you know, because DDCP then kind of fell off a little bit at the time because, you know, other, you know, clothing lines that came out.
Started coming out,
You know, the trends always change in clothing. So from there, man, everybody loved us. We ran the city. And like I say, from there, I got back involved in selling more weed at that time. Now I'm like the man when it came to weed. And then I did that for about 4 years. Got me a clothing store. Once I got my clothing store, Versatile World on Marlboro Pike, that's when I really was getting money. You know, really involved in the drug trade in the DMV area. And then from there, 2011 came in. I started getting investigated. 2012, I got indicted. I got indicted from Alexandria Police. They said that I was the supplier for the whole East region of marijuana in the whole Eastern region of the East Coast. I said, I ain't doing all that. But, you know, they'll tell you that's what you're doing. So from there, I went to prison because I went to trial. I got found guilty, 4 counts of a trial I lost. They charged me with conspiracy, money laundering, conspiracy intent to distribute marijuana, conspiracy to importation of marijuana, and conspiracy of possession with intent to distribute marijuana. So it was 4 counts. They gave me a 20-year sentence for marijuana. 2012. I got that 20-year sentence. They broke it down though, because I went to bench trial. So the judge was the one that gave me my sentencing. And he was able to suspend time. And if I'd have went with jury trial, I'd have had to do the whole 20. So the judge gave me 20-year sentence. He broke it down like this: 16 years suspended, 4 years in prison, 10 years probation once you get out of prison. 2012, I'm up the road. Now I'm in prison on a 4-year bid. I get down there, Haynesville Corrections, out there in Virginia State Prison. I see a lot of good guys in there that just doing what they supposed to do to get money. They might have lost all their source of incomes. As far as people, they've been down so long, people might have died on them. People might just not be supporting them at all. So now they got to do what they got to do to get money. So I got in there and said, man, there got to be a difference to this, man. I said, man, when I get home, man, because I had an out date. When I get home, I'm gonna make sure I take care of y'all, man, because I know y'all got good hearts, and I know y'all gonna do the right thing if y'all get the right type of purpose or the hope. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna put money on y'all books when I get home, $50 a month. And like, man, you gonna do that? I said, yeah, man, because I can see the spark. I want to be the spark to y'all heart, to not be having to do what y'all doing to get money the way y'all know how to get money.
Right.
So I started with Incarcerated Lives Matter, right there in the child hall with a life sentence colleague of mine, well, a life sentence convict of mine that was serving a life sentence, my man Skinny. And I let him know, look, I'm gonna start Incarcerated Lives Matter when I get home. This was before Black Lives Matter even started anything. I said, I'm gonna start Incarcerated Lives Matter, man. I'm gonna do it for the men. I got out 2015. As soon as I got out, I started selling bottled waters with my kids, raising money to send dudes in prison money. For a 6-month period, $50 a month. We out there selling bottled waters, man. It started from there. Then I started selling the t-shirts, Incarcerated Lives Matter t-shirts. It started turning into a whole movement. Social media was out at that time. So everybody was looking on social media, looking at my struggle, looking at how I was out there, you know what I'm saying, with my kids, because I got 8 kids. So all the kids was out there with me. All my kids was out there with me. We was out there selling bottled waters.
Right.
From there, we did great from 2015 all the way up to 2019. And then 2019, here come another indictment. Now this indictment is DC, federal. I ain't never been in the feds before until then. So I was released, man, on this charge that they charged me, conspiracy of fraud in the United States. And I got found guilty on that, and they gave me a 60-month sentence. I went to trial on that too. So, I just been released May the 8th, 2025. It ain't even been 60 days yet. 6 months yet. And that's how it went, man. I went to the feds, man. I was out Florida, man. Coleman Low.
So what did all of that do to your mental health? Because hearing your story, it's like this is now the second person. I'm pretty sure it's been a lot of people that has betrayed you in life, but this is like, first you had your stepdad, now this person then told on you. So it's like, what did that do to your mental health? Because I'm sure you missed a lot in life. You missed a lot of your kids' birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. So it's like, with all of that being tied in, it's like, how were you mentally? How were you able to, come out and work on your mental health and say, all right, like I'm done with the streets. It's just me, my kids. How were you able to navigate through that?
Basically this last sentence, PTSD. I suffer for that, right? It got to me. It showed me, look, man, I can't fix things that I can't think about things that I can't fix. I'm one of them guys that try to fix everything. So that showed me that. And then by being away from them so far this time, I couldn't get no visits the whole bid.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want my family to come way to Coleman, Florida, and then they tell us that they ain't having visits today because somebody done got stabbed on the yard or somebody just threw some pack over the yard. So it wasted time and money from coming there. So that right there showed me like, man, I can't keep doing this. And I was doing something positive on this bid, but I still went by the code of being honorable. That's why I always say in all the things that I do everything honorable because honor means integrity. I take accountability of all my actions, and then I want the others to do the same. So I try to be a person that shows that, to lead by example to others, so they can know that the honorable thing is, if you in them streets, you know what come with it, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, by me being home, I just keep that same energy, but I keep it in a positive way. And I show people more than I could just tell them. I do things. I keep myself busy at all times. I'm like probably the busiest guy out here. So I do all those things just to be kind of a therapy towards, my PTSD that I deal with. That's, my counselors and therapists show me, what I'm saying, how to deal with. So I stay busy. I stay keeping things going, and I stay in their lives, and I try to lead and show my kids that I want them to be better than me and not make the same mistakes that I've made, especially my sons. 4 girls, 4 boys, but my sons especially, though, because I don't want them going in the footsteps of what everybody else go probably look at as them doing, as the new narrative of how they used to look at us. I want to change the narrative of that. So I take that real serious.
Got it. Okay. And in prison, was mental health ever something that you really focused on? Did you ever sit back and be like, damn, like I'm really fucked up in the head, like I want to talk to somebody? And if that was the case, was that outlet available for inmates in prison? Like, can you guys go and talk to a counselor once a week? Or was there somebody that came in and did mentoring? You know, walk me through that.
Yes, well, you know, they do have counseling there, but they don't give you the counseling that you need. So it's the best thing to do is talk to somebody that been down 30 years that got a whole life sentence.
Yeah.
They gonna tell you what it is and they gonna get it to you raw.
So they're like your therapist.
So
Y'all
that
are
was
your
my
own
therapist.
therapist.
Shout out to Donald Green, Donald Sly Green, Super Kingpin out of Buffalo, man. Gave me a lot of game, man. My bad, I had to shout him out. That's the guy I used to talk to for therapy.
Now,
been down 35 years. 4 life sentences.
Dang.
But he might be coming home next year, so yeah, that's a great thing.
Welcome back.
Brittany Barnett, Monica, all them is on this case, so help them out.
Yes. So looking back at being incarcerated pretty much throughout your adolescence life and your young adult life, how would you say you look at things? How would you tie in incarceration and mental health? Is it something that people should seek immediately as far as like counseling as soon as they go into jail, especially for those who have never been in jail before, who not about that street life? Is it something where it's like you could just kind of go back into the world and kind of like thug it out, figure it out? Do you feel like mental health therapy, counseling, that should be something that a lot of people who are incarcerated, no matter if they did a year, 10 years, serving a life sentence, do you think that it's very important for people to talk to somebody to, you know, overcome their mental issues?
Yes, I believe that they need to bring all the guys that done did the time in prisons to come back to the prison to talk to the current inmates. Because you got to have somebody that's going to support you and give you their story for you to listen. Once you're incarcerated, you got to hear somebody else that overcame what you're going through now. You know what I'm saying? So by them having just 1 or 2 on a unit of specialists that went to college to get their degree to be a specialist, that really was never in the streets, you really don't hear them out really like that. So your therapy really don't go nowhere.
Right.
But when you got somebody that's been through what you've been through, and they could come there on an all-time, all-year-round occasion, and you can talk to, or even if it's just a hotline you can call, and they can give you, you know, understanding on what you got to go through while you're doing this bid. I know you got things on your mind going through mentally. I know what you're feeling right now. I know what's going on. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Because that's what helped me. So I know that's what we need.
Now, what is one thing that you would say to somebody who's just been released?
You gotta stay out of the way. Meaning, staying out the way is, man, just do not get back with those guys, them same guys that you was with before you went in. Or while you was in, they was acting like they was gonna be there for you, free you, whoop-de-woo, and ain't sent you nothing. Don't get back to them guys when you get home. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? They already showed you their colors. You still cool with them. They still family. But you got to put a purpose on yourself and stay busy of doing things with other people that's doing positive things. Can't be around no negative energy in no form or fashion. And then when you got these women that you go home to, man, make sure that's the right woman, because I done heard a lot of dudes getting stepped back from the woman that they went to, and the women that they went to put a lot of pressure on them to do what they want them to do for them. So that make them go back in the streets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and baby mamas too, they do that to you. Trust me, it happens. I experienced it. So I would say, look, man, just stay on your swivel. Make sure you stay in compliance with your PO. Whatever they asking you to do it. Get through that first. That's mandatory. And then once you get you a job, get yourself some mental. You got to go to therapy though. Now, don't get me wrong. Once you come home, do go to therapy.
Right.
Get you a counselor, get you a therapist. Medicaid go pay for it by you being a returning citizen and all that. You go get all the services for free. It's just about you going to do it or not. So I would say to them, man, go get you some mental health awareness. Get you a therapist. Stay away from a lot of them negative things, because I done seen it so many times of dudes going back because they just in the way.
Yeah.
By being back to society that they ain't used to. They've been gone for 10, 15, 20 years, and now they back in the society with the same dudes that they was hanging with 10, 15, 20 years ago that's doing the same thing.
Right.
Don't go with them. Get away from them the furthest you can.
Yeah.
Tell them I holler at you, man. I catch you on the
Keep
rebound.
it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Got it. And I do want to touch on one last thing. So a lot of men, especially the African-American men, they pride themselves on being a provider, a protector, being like the stronghold, like I don't need therapy, I'm a man, I got this on my own. Was there anybody in your life, you know, maybe a female or another man who was like, you know what, you are a little messed up, like let's go on a therapy. I'm going to help you in your walk of journey. Was it maybe your kids, maybe your mom, maybe your dad? Who was there for you to actually say, when you came to them and was like, I want help, I need help mentally, whatever the case is, was there anybody who honestly stood by your side from the day that you said it until this point forward to allow you to, help you with your mental health journey?
Yes, her name was actually Courtney Skinner. She's a therapist. She's the one that really understood my pain, really understood to tell me what I needed. She showed me how to express and take all that out of me. Because most men, we keep stuff inside. And once you keep it inside and don't speak about it, it gets worse. So it's best to let it out. Let it out, being known on what you had on your mind for the last 20, whatever years that you've been going through this mental struggle. You know what I'm saying? She showed me how to do those things. So I give her a shout out, and she's a licensed therapist, counselor / therapist, whatever way you want to call it. But her name was Courtney Skinner, and she's the one that showed me how to scan my inner self. And once you scan your inner self and know your flaws and know the things that make you trigger to go do wrong, you understand those ways of knowing how to deal with those things when it come that way or when it come to that. So I would say you got to get somebody that cares, that's in that field now, that's going to actually have the patience to work with you and tell you and show you how to express your feelings as a man, especially a black man. We always think we superior on everything and want to be strong and all that. Nah, man, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. Your story definitely touched me. Thank you so much. Do you have anything else that you want to say, or any shout outs? What's one piece of advice that you could give somebody who's getting ready to be indicted or somebody who's getting ready to come out?
Well, if you're about to be indicted, man, just kiss the babies goodbye, because they ain't playing right now. So, especially if you're on some fentanyl case or something, they sending you up the road for a while, man. So you just got to get ready and prepared to go do that time. I would tell anybody that is not indicted yet, man, get out the game, son. It ain't the same no more. All that stuff is an illusion. All the things that we was thinking that was cool is an illusion. We wasn't taught right on what life really is. You know what I'm saying? All that, you ain't got to tell, don't tell on nobody, whoop-de-woo. Yeah, that's cool if you're a regular citizen. So be regular citizens, man. All this street stuff, gang stuff that's going on now, especially in the teens' life right now in DC, man, listen, y'all got to step it up, because they are really planting the seed to put y'all away for a long time. It ain't gonna be no coming home. You know what I'm saying? They already putting the seed in place right now. So I would say to you, man, leave that stuff alone. You could make more money legit than you can illegal. Trust me, I do it. I've done it. I've seen it. I give classes on it. I tell guys how to be in compliance, on how to work and make their money and be a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Then you got these different apps if you want to be individually by yourself and not work for nobody. You got Uber Eats, you got Uber, you got Lyft, you got all these things, you got all these opportunities. We didn't have these opportunities growing up. Y'all got the opportunities, man. You got to stay away from them streets. It ain't where it's at no more. You gonna either die or you gonna be in jail forever, and you ain't gonna never come home. And jail ain't fun, man. It ain't fun. You gonna miss everybody. Your girl gonna leave you. Everything gonna happen that you think that's not gonna happen. Everything is gonna happen. So I just tell all my people and all my men that's in the game or that's about to go in incarceration or that just came home, man, keep shining, man. My little nephew just came home. Lil Wayne just did 15 years straight, went in at 17 years old. He just came home 15 days ago. We was at the Easton's Motor the other day. He got a brand new car already out the halfway house.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, nephew. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You striving, and these youngers is looking up to you right now because they know you went in at 17 years old, man. You're 32 now. Just coming home only 16, 17 days and already on a path of greatness, man. So I just want to say that to my nephew. And man, listen, call me if y'all need me, man. 202-499-0623, man. I'm that big brother that's gonna let you know the truth of what you need to do, man. And I know it. I know what it is to stay out here. I know what it is to do right. I know what it is to be positive, and I can get you a job if you need one. So just call me, man. James Hutchings. That simple. I appreciate Project Purpose, man. Y'all, the guys, man. BD, y'all, Presto, man. Shout out to y'all.
Yes.
Aiyanna, yeah, all that. So y'all make sure that y'all, man, please tune in, man. And these people are this Project Purpose thing is doing a great thing, man, because we got to put these guys like myself on these platforms to speak on what the real is, man. All that other stuff is just the glamour stuff, man. The real deal is when you go behind that wall for your consequences. You gotta deal with it.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Project Purpose. And once again, my name is Aiyanna. I'm your host. for After the Sun Mental Health Beyond Bars. See you later. Okay, it was really good.
That was great, man. That was right all the time, man. Listen, Presto the best producer on anything. He can produce anything.
Yes.
He can produce anything. He gonna make sure, hey, look, man, do it like, hey, he is the producer, the orchestrator. What the dude with the orchestrate joke, the stick joke? What's them people called?
The director, orchestrator director, something like that. Yeah.
That's Presto. I love this guy, man.
Yes, I love him too.
Day one. Thank you.
Thank you.